While we're waiting for our food, we're here with the man, Joe Spencer.
Hello.
Joe,
Hello.
thank you so much for having us, man. This
So
is
glad
cool.
that you're here, man. So glad, coming to see what we're doing here and taste some of our delicious food.
Now, I know I've been a fan of you guys for a long time here, being here, working here in the Market District for 13 years now.
Okay.
It's been one of my favorite places to go to. I bring home food myself. One day I remember I took some food to my mom, and my mom, not so much familiar with Southern cooking. She's from Mexico.
Okay.
Fell in love
Yeah.
with the food.
Okay.
We sat in my apartment, we crushed everything together, and she goes, "How have I never heard of this place?"
Yeah. Okay.
That's what this place means to me.
Wow.
I mean, when you want good food, when you want good flavor,
Come here.
come here.
Yeah, man. Because first of all, we're working with magic. And the reason I say magic is that the recipes that we have are more than 100 years old. They're authentic. The original owner, Joe Stafford, who opened this restaurant back in 1970, that's more than 50 years ago, he learned these recipes from his mother, okay? He grew up in Louisiana, so, they had authentic dishes. If he was alive today, he'd be 115 years old. And he learned it from his mother. It was his mother's recipes. So really old, authentic recipes, and we follow them to the letter.
So we're eating nearly 200-year-old recipes right here.
Well, at least 100 years old, but it could be. I don't know, because she may have got them from her mother. I don't know,
Right?
But Joe Stafford definitely got them from his mother when he was growing up in Louisiana, back in Thibodeau, Louisiana, is where he grew up. Yeah.
Now, when did this location open up?
This location opened in 1970. Okay, so Joe Stafford, who was the gentleman that opened the restaurant, he was actually a master chef. He worked all over the country before he decided to come to Detroit. He was from Louisiana, had a military life as a chef in the military. Then went all over the country, worked in New York as a chef, worked here in Detroit as a chef, and then decided in his late years that he wanted to open a restaurant that represented his cooking, the cooking he had grown up with. And at that time, there were no such restaurants serving Gumbo, Creole, or anything in the Detroit area. So he was the first. So he opened it up in 1970. He and his wife had a great business, got many accolades for their recipes. Food critics loved them. But in 1982, me and my good friend Doug Morrison approached him about doing a franchise. And he at that time said, "Guys, if you had come to me 10 years ago, I'd have been great to do it." He said, "But right now, I'm ready to retire." He was in his early 70s. He says, "I'll tell you what, you come up with X amount of dollars and wasn't a lot of money." He said, "I'll sell you this restaurant lock, stock, and barrel. My recipes, I'll show you how to run it the whole 9 yards." So that's how we got into it.
Wow. And you've been doing it ever since.
Ever since, yes.
Man, good for you.
Yeah, well, hey, it's a blessing. How many people get a chance to buy a recipe that's an authentic restaurant, up and running, successful, and all we had to do is step in and learn what he had to show us. Yeah.
I know you got the truck too.
Yeah, we have two of the mobile food trucks, yes. They've been sitting idle for 2 years because finding people is difficult. We have not been able to find people that we would let have our trucks and trust them with our food out on the streets, So we're still looking for people. So if you know anybody that's trustworthy, got a good driver's license, then we'd love to talk to them about the opportunity that we have. Because we have 2 of them, so it would be 2 opportunities. So, yes.
Yeah, that's a matter of making sure that you're not only here. Go ahead.
I'll call you back.
That's a matter of making sure that you're not only here just to present the food, but you have to be able to present the food well,
Yeah.
have enough passion about the food, and then also be able to drive a truck.
Yeah. And the thing is you have to have integrity because you're not in the store. You're out in the field. You know what I mean? And it's very important that you be extra careful about safety, and that you handle customers correctly. The food will take care of itself, but if you mishandle it or you mishandle the customers, you're in bad shape. That's why we are really very cautious.
What's your background with Southern cooking?
My background is I learned from Joe Stafford. Okay. Actually, my background was in broadcasting. I was actually in broadcasting for many years. In fact, when we first bought the restaurant, I was just kind of like a mathematician with the whole thing. I did a little bit of the math in terms of watching the books and that kind of thing. So I continued my job in broadcasting. And when I took retirement, that's when I decided to come and start working day to day and running a restaurant. That was back in 2002. But,
And you've been here ever since.
yes. Great time too. This is a great community. Eastern Market is no better place to be doing business. You know, great community, great people, great mix of people, just all kind of people. It's a great place. Yeah,
I completely agree. I think Eastern Market is really the true melting pot of the city.
it is.
If the city of Detroit itself is a melting pot, Eastern Market is where all the flavor is housed.
Stamp Center. Yes, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I love to say that I'm here, my background is here, this is where I've been, but also because of that, we become friends.
Yes, absolutely.
We both are on the same board. We talk to each other at least once a month. But every time, you come with the energy, which is huge.
Well, I tell you, it's just so exciting to be a part of the board because you learn so much about what's going on. Because the board, the Eastern Market is so involved in so many aspects of the city, not just that location there in Eastern Market, but the way it spreads its tentacles to touch other communities, you know what I mean? And how other communities are coming into the Eastern Market and to support, and of course everybody comes to shop. So it's a great, as you say, a great melting pot of the city, really a great facility, a great place. And I'm so proud to be a part of it, yes.
I like to think that Eastern Market is really, you can see and vision, you can see the vision of the city's growth.
Yes.
Over the last few years, last 10, 15, 20 years.
Yes.
Through the work that Eastern Market has put in. Mm-hmm. Anytime that you see a change in the city, it's because Eastern Market started that change. That's just at least what I've been seeing.
Well, the fact that Eastern Market has such an inviting space for something that everybody has to do. Everybody has to eat. Everybody is consuming food, and it's just kind of bring the cultures together. All the vendors, all kinds of vendors. And the thing about it, it's not just food. I mean, that's the centerpiece, but they have all kinds of events and just, it's no place like it in the city. I don't think in the state, I don't think it's any place close to it in terms of the great representation of people, great energy that it has, and just all the vibrancy that it provides for this whole region.
I'd like to argue that we're very unique in the whole world.
I would support you in that argument 100%. Okay.
We're a beautiful community first,
Yeah.
Small business first. Everything in this town, in this area, has been about each other.
Yes, exactly.
And the growth that you've seen outside of the market, stemming from the market and the small businesses in the community here. You're one of those people.
Well, I'm happy to be it, and I'm great to be associated with it. It came through the blessing of knowing Mr. Stanford and going, because quite frankly, let me tell you a little story. How I got involved in this restaurant. Me and my friend Doug Morrison was one day downtown, we're looking around, and I told him, I said, Doug, I think I want to make a little investment in a little 6-unit apartment building. I said, would you be my partner? I said, oh yeah, Joe, that'd be great. What are we going to do? Blah, blah, we talked about it a minute. And then he said, Joe, you see all these people walking around? See, I know a great little restaurant over on Gratiot that if we get a French fry from this guy, we could probably do some great lunch business, with a little franchise. I said, okay. I said, tell you what, let's flip a coin. If I went to Tulsa, go see the guy about the apartment building. You went to Tulsa, go see the guy about the restaurant. He won the toss. So that's why I'm in a toss of a coin.
Because of a toss of a coin, you are now leading one of the most flavorful places in the whole city.
God's gifts, I'm telling you, because I had no idea. But when I said it, let's flip a coin, and he wanted to toss. I said, okay, let's go. I had never tasted the food, never been in a restaurant at that time. One taste, I was like, yes.
You made the right choice.
Yes. So, and by the way, that building is torn down that I was looking at.
Really? Oh, okay. I'm glad you got this one then. So what's next to Louisiana Creole Gumbo then?
Well, there's some controversy about our location here. I don't know if you know this, but as a matter of the gentrification that's hitting all over the city, the gentleman that we leased from, he has sold this building and the building next door in the building that way because he owned all three. He come to sell, so he's asked us to leave. So we are now looking at another location. We have two places we're looking at right now. Both of them are pretty close to here. I don't want to say either one until we have them locked in. But we expect that in 4 to 6 months we'll be making our new home right here in the market area, a new place to do our business. And of course, we intend to continue our expansion of our business because we have a restaurant on West 7 Mile Road, Louisiana Creole Gumbo, and we have another restaurant on Orchard Lake Road out in Farmington Hills. And we intend to continue that expansion of this brand and this product. It's got universal appeal. Everybody loves the food, and I can't take credit for it because it's not my recipes in terms of invention, but it's a great product. And we expect to expand throughout the city, throughout the state, and eventually in other parts of the country. Yes.
I think you should be able to take credit though, because you were able to make not just the business survive, but expand and grow.
Well,
It's because of you that you're bringing this food, this Southern Creole cooking to the masses, something that we didn't have before.
well, I think of it as I was able to carry on the legacy of Joe Stafford. That's how. And I'm really hoping that I have my children involved. My daughters, 2 of my daughters and 2 of my sons are involved in this business. And I'm hoping that they will, when I'm ready to step back, they will step up to the leadership and continue to grow this business, and that it shall be a legacy for this city and for our family. Yes.
It's the best thing.
Yeah.
When you can build something for your future.
Yes, absolutely.
Love that. Well, thank you very much for having us, man. I'm excited for this food to come out.
Okay, let's see if it's ready. I want to see your face.
All right, that sounds like a deal, Joe. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you, and thank you so much.
Joe Spencer, the owner-operator of Louisiana Creole Gumbo. It's right here on Gratiot in St. Aubin. 3 locations now. We're looking at expanding bigger and bigger, but it all stems from right here at the market. Check it out.
All right.
Good deal. All right. Let's go see about this food.
Yeah.